everything is looking alright. So we now have all our data here, but there's some data maybe that we hadn't included. So let's go back to our model. You notice that there are extra fields here, registered at and last update, that we don't seem to have covered. So let's put this in. So going back to our template, can put in this information here. So this is the last updated, so that we know when this person was last updated, and that field is available. We just need to use it. Right. So the field was last updated. Okay, so let's do that, and let's refresh here, see what that gives. Okay, so maybe it seems to be blank. See, it was exactly we called it. Oh yeah, so it's last update, not last updated. Yeah, last update. So let's just remove that and do this again. Okay, so now we have our date, and we have with the last update being the oldest. Now this might not be how we want it to display. We want to, for example, want to know if when was the last time this person was updated. How to do this in a same more human readable format. To do that, we can add a new filter called say time since. Okay, so let's see what that does for us. Refresh again. Okay, so this tells us this particular record was last updated 1 week 2 days ago. So we can go ahead and create a new student, edit this one, random stuff. Okay, let's refresh this. Okay, so you can see there's some edits done here. Now this says this because of our timeline, sorry, because of the difference in time. So because our Django currently is working on GMT, we'll look into how to change that later. So the settings file, right? But for now, we'll just continue working with it as it is. Let me start up my editor again. Okay. So we might not want our records to look like this. We want to see what was updated first, right? So we do that by coming back to where we build in our data, just in our views. So what we want to do is that we want to add extra information here. So we want to tell it how it's going to be ordered. So we're going to add something else here, which is order by, right? And then we want to order it by the last update. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so when we do that, we have ordering happening in the direction that we want it to happen. So we can do other things. For example, we might want to narrow it down, say based on the age, right? So we can say that we want only people who are, say, 10 years, something like that sort, who have JA in their name, right? So let's just go with JA. Sounds more interesting to do. So to do that, we just need to come back to our model. And then we need to add something else. So we need to add, these are called filters. So basically we need to filter the data. So you're gonna filter the data by full name. So you're gonna filter it by full name. And then you're gonna say where the full name, let's say, contains, right? So you need to make sure you're putting two of this. So contains that. And then we provide what it contains. So we want to say something that contains, say, jar. Okay. See. right. So the problem is here. Don't need this, and because this is already a keyword. So let's see. Okay, so right. So when you do that, we are able to narrow it down and get only data that comes from here. So you can leverage that particular functionality, say by passing in information in our search, right? So how we do that is that once we have information from there, we can actually get the search term, which comes from the request. So request dot get, right? So we want to get search that. Then instead of doing this now, when I replace this with search term. Let's try that, see what happens. Okay, so that one worked. Let's say something else. So when you give nothing, nothing works. Search. Okay, so we can basically have our search working as expected. Let's provide our search key here. Okay, so there are other filters that you can use, including, say for example, iExact. So instead of contains, you can now use exact. If you want the field to be an exact match, check it. That. Okay. So obviously nothing matches exactly. Okay, let's see what happened to the server. Okay, let's do this again. Right, so yeah, nothing much. And search, however, I prefer to use contains, so that makes for a better search engine than exact. Alright, so once we have this, there's other thing that you can do to make our form just a bit more better looking. For example, you might want to add numbering to it, which is really easy to do with Django. Just create a new TT file. Right there. Now since you're already in a loop, in a for loop, so what you can do, so you can come here and put in for loop, then we give you the counter. Okay, so let's try that. Voila, now this gives us the number. This should work whatever we do. Yep, so that works. Okay, so let's get here. We can see this and this. Wait, something has got messed up. Oh yeah, so this got offset, so we need to make sure it's in the correct format. So let's go back to our students, and we just need to add a new field here for our counter, and if it's blank like that. Okay, so let's get that done before we move on to the next lesson.